Thanks for clicking this video. There is a lap guide towards the end. This is a great race to show some of the best drivers. We've got drivers like DP Mario, DJ Master, Omega and BSR, who are probably some of the best drivers in Australia. Omega has a YouTube channel of his own. I would probably say he's probably the most popular channel in this lobby. Feel free to watch him. Hello and welcome to Daily Race C for whatever week this is, as we query someone in a hot pink Swift. Twitch TV Hainsey going for something quite intense here as we start this race of, you know it's going to be good because I've bothered recording it, so clearly something happens as we line up in P4 between Dredge, Omega and BSR and DJ Master behind us. These are the 5 cars that will be watching this race because I did not bother watching other cars. As we get underway for this 10-lap race around Daytona road course, we head into an absolutely disgusting corner as we found today's sponsor, Top G Racing. What colour is your Bugatti? Into turn 1. Everyone survived on the first lap, but that corner will definitely have a few incidents this race, as pretty much all the drivers just about get through Sector 1 nice and clean. As we see the hot Swift in the back, you can tell some dad bought that for that guy for their 17th birthday. As we go past Sector 1 and the 5 Bugatti Veyrons. Top G go through the second half of the inner ring of Daytona. What colour is your Bugatti is the quote of the day, and for this Daily Race C it is quite fitting considering it is a spec series of the Veyrons if you really want to have a good chance of winning this race. It's Wednesday now, and I think most people that are doing this at the moment are well aware of that. Now we're coming down to the back straight. We're going to get a nice VR2 perspective here going into the penalty chicane. If you've done this race enough, you know exactly why I'm calling it that. As we get a relatively good exit entry and good exit, get on the power on the exit, just clip him slightly, losing a bit of speed, but not enough to be slower than him, which, you know, physics. As we swing round into P3 at the end of the first lap, gaining 1 position with Omega and BSR just slightly pulling away here, hoping they have a bit of a battle if we can catch up as they go 2 across here, which is very counterintuitive, as Dredge Dragline gives me a bit of a rear tap here to boost me along here. As we transition into first person here, you're going to see how crazy it is to brake for this corner in VR. I don't see my telemetry here for my brakes on my throttle, as BSR goes wide. That's another place. 1 position per lap. You know what that means? I'm going to get P1 the next lap. Hopefully. As we come to the end of Sector 1, arguably my worst sector for the first few days, as I didn't really know how to take this corner. I'm in second gear when I should use first gear for a moment, but we're on the exit, we're in P2, 30 seconds into this lap, and life is looking good with a small bit of breathing space to the 2 cars behind. But if we work together, we might pull away. Otherwise, it's going to be what happened between Omega and BSR at the end of that last lap, where they battled, and all of a sudden, one person's now down in 3rd, and everyone's all bunched up again, as the cars behind 6th, 7th and 8th and 9th even are still all neck and neck. I mean, you look at the track map at the top right there, we are all still at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars all on the screen at the same time there. This is still on lap 2 of this race, got so many cars involved in the battle, but me and Omega have pulled a small gap here, and I'll tell you what I was thinking during the race. I was thinking I'm going to give him a tow, I'm not going to fight him. And I imagine if Omega sees this, you were probably aware that he's not going for the overtake, for the time being anyway, because I wanted to secure P2 and not still be at fault for P4 here as we exit the bus stop chicane, getting a better exit than Omega, I think, that time, as the gap's already coming down between us. So I'm assuming I secured a much better exit than him. As we're now just finishing lap 2, it's pretty much brainless thinking here. Just getting it behind him, giving him the tow. We've already broken away from the cars behind here at this point in the race, as we're just giving a nice, just a nice bit of tow down the end, hitting 260 kph, crossing the start-finish line, lifting off early, as you can see, giving him the space. As we get another word from our sponsor today, Mr. Top G. Thank you for sponsoring this video. as we now find out the colour of the Bugatti is mine. So it's kind of some shitty gold brown. But it's the top G colour of the day, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll find out later on why. As we get a beautiful aerial view of this corner, as you see the front pack and the back pack. It's just 2 packs here, the front pack pulling away, and the chaos, and that Suzuki Swift, second place in that pack. How beautiful was that? As we transition onto my onboard camera for my first overtaking attempt, forwarding onto lap 5, from my first overtaking attempt, on the inside over me, and I was just like almost losing it to the brake pressure. I'm on the inside, he turns into me, might not have known I was there, but I hold the position. We're now side by side going up to my least favourite corner at this time. As he covers me off here, so I'm just lifting off, but the battling's brought 3rd and 4th back into it, and even 5th if you look at my telemetry at the bottom right. As I nail the exit, which I do well a few times this race, and it's allowed me to catch Omega out here. But unfortunately, he's still got a bit better drive than me, as we dive up the inside. And I've nearly lost it again here, but I'm on the inside. I've got the line. I'm giving as much space as possible, keeping on the telemetry, because God forbid I'll use the mirrors if it was actual real life. As we've now taken the lead, and I think this is one of the first few races I do take the lead on, and I realise very quickly it is very easy to lead. It is nearly impossible to stay in the lead as I hit the wall. What the actual hell was I doing then? As we go to trackside view for lap 5, it's on the same lap, as I leave the door open wide enough for Omega to slip up the inside. I remember going back to his live stream, watching it back after this race, and he's like, oh, I was a bit cheeky there, and I saw what you were doing, and it was cheeky, but all part of the fun. I know you're a good driver, so I let it slide. As we get a nice, all of us get a relatively good exit through the bus-up chicane with the top 5 all in very close proximity to each other. Now that we fast forwarded, we can see the cars stretch out a fair bit here. As I realise the cars behind have caught us up again, so I start giving Omega a tow down the back straight. But at this point, BSR is just a little bit too close, and there's not a lot I can do to get away from them at this point, but at least we can keep DJ Master at the battle in the very short term here. As we head down to turn 1, as we see Mr. Tate take the lead of the race, and the front brakes warming up nicely there, as we keep the lead after losing it on the back straight from that cheeky overtake. Omega placing us. Did Dredge go for an overtake then on BSI? He didn't. He pulled out of it, or he couldn't do it. One of the two. As this is how close is this? Was Monday, so everyone's still getting used to the track, and we're all, the top 4 are separated by 1.5 seconds, and 5th place is another second back. This is some top-notch racing. It's almost like it's a top something racing. Does someone say top G racing? As we transition out of that horrible pine, we fast forward to lap 7, as BSR goes up the inside of Omega and gives me a you bastard, how dare you? I was thinking as he lets me through kindly, I flash my headlights there, as Omega goes up the left here, and you're going to hear some tire squealing if you can hear it over my voice here. You look at the bottom right, you see a car not facing the right way. Omega has decided to take up armed gardening and take care of the lawn, apparently at that short time, as Dredge and BSR continue the race, saying the race must go on. As we look at my point of view here, from the start of the lap, you can see the telemetry at the bottom right. BSR just has a lot more confidence than I do. Unfortunately, too much confidence as he hits me, but he lifts off here, lets me through, which I'm like, oh, thanks mate, appreciate it. As well as, as you see at the bottom right telemetry, Omega goes wide, BSR tries to cover him, gets booped off slightly, only a slight knock just to unsettle the rear of the car, and he's just practicing his Jim's mowing franchisee right there, mate. It's going to be Omega's Jim's streaming services the way he's going, because he's doing a good job in his streaming. Here, mate, keep it up. As now the race continues with, unfortunately, Omega down in P6. I think he was down in P9 at one point, but it brings up to P6 by the end of the race. So that's his race. Sorry, I'll ruin it for you now, because I'm not going to translate to him anyway. As I miss everything that goes on to turn 1, as Dredge takes P1, overtakes me, and I'm like, who's this guy? Overtook him like 1. That should have been it. Me not being used to having people ahead of me. As once again, I've nailed the exit of that corner, allowing me to be on par with him coming out of it, as top G mentality right now, thinking about diving up the inside, but he does a really weird line. It turns into me. I do break extra here. You see me lose a bit of time here. As he cuts the corner a bit aggressively, which actually messes him up further here. As we go on the right-hand side, as we sweep on the inside to the left, he does not expect and turns into me. I find that I did nothing wrong there. But at the end of the day, he didn't lose anything. He lost 2 places. He could have lost 1 if he just let me through, but that is what it is. That's the Veyron way. No one can stop the colour of my Bugatti, as I would say. I'll tell you what though, the absolute chaos of going in to this bus stop chicane in VR with this son of a up the inside of me, right next to me, I'm just like, no, he's not going to do it, he's not going to do it. And thank the Lord that he did not put it in there, because that would have been both our races over. I'm pretty confident in saying that, so that was good on him, because he was too far back to really put a move in, considering he was on the inside. I needed to break earlier, but he's got up the inside here, outside here, outside, yeah, outside. He's on the outside of me here. We're at that point in the race, we're on lap 8, about to go into lap 9. It's at that point now where you kind of need to solidify the position you want to finish in, and obviously everybody wants to finish first here. As I take the inside line into turn 1 with a few dents on my car. Doesn't matter, got a Bugatti. So does everyone else apparently, but it's a game, so who cares. As we come down this part of the track for the second last time this race, MJ Hook holding the fastest lap time of a 53.8, which was a mega time for the Monday. I don't think there was too many 53s. In fact, I don't think I did a 53 that day unless it was in draft alone. But MJ Hook definitely would have done his time in draft, I'm going to assume, considering it was the Monday and MJ Hook's on the top 8 here. As BSR is right on my clock here. BSR started first. He was definitely the quickest of the 6 of us at the top 6. Definitely had the fastest pace overall. I mean, he did start in first here. As we fast forward now onto the final lap, we skip turn 1 because nothing really happens here. As DJ Master, where the hell did he come from? Wasn't he like P4? As a bit of chaos happens there. I'm absolutely baffled. I've actually lost how DJ Master got there. I must have lost it as he overtook the bus stop chicane or something. As we're coming through the inner workings of the ring right now, I'm just call it the ring because I can't be bothered cancelling because I'm already going. Anyway, very defensive line coming to this right-hander, which is very easy to do given the nature of this corner. As DJ Master, BSR and Dredge, we're in a 4-car train with Dredge slightly a bit further back, but he'll still be in the tow, luckily enough for him. As I think DJ Master gives us a bump there, I can't really tell from that point of view. As we go onto the oval for the last time this race, and you're looking at that and it's anyone's game right now. I mean, what's that separating us? Half a second? And then another half second back, you've got Dredge, dragline, ready to pick up the scraps if anything were to happen. As DJ Master looks up the inside, BSR's lifting off, and I've just held my nerve, held the place. I've had a really bad exit there, and I luckily get a big old bump there. Very lucky to get that. As we come around the final bend. For the final time, DJ Master and BSR get a little bumps to each other. As we transition onto the onboard camera, as I take a little bit higher lines, I cut them off a little bit as I get hit by BSR. The 2 of them bumped me enough to pull me away. Now those 2 are fighting. I'm going to give the car further back the tow, so I'm not at risk of being overtaken as we cross the line.
Ah, fucking hell.
I won by 0.2 of a second. And look how close we all were. Absolutely insane, and it actually breaks my heart to not even see Omega on that final camera, considering how good of a race he was having until that unfortunate moment. But the guy that hit him apologized on his stream after the race, and I mean that's the race. The racing's always the best at the start of the week, I've found, because there's just so much. A lot more chance for mistakes. Not everybody knows how to drive it perfectly. By Sunday, everybody knows how to drive the race perfectly. And that's when I get bored of the daily races. It's annoying that they're only once a week, and everybody has a whole week to prepare for a race. It kind of ruins it for the weekend gamers. But the Monday and Tuesday is the best days of the week for this, and it's races like this that prove that 100%. Anyway, thank you for watching. It was a great race. Feel free to add me, RedeemerX2. I did a lap guide for a guy on my friends list who was asking about the Veyron's lap. I've just added in here. Just enjoy. If you're still trying to figure out how to do the lap in the Veyron, done it in third person, get your bearings a bit better. But anyway, enjoy.
I'm in 5th. Brake here, down to 2nd. Short shift to first get the rotation in. When we get past that part where it tightens or opens up, you'll see a significant kink in the corner. You shift into 2nd and maximum power straight away. You pretty much know the rest of the way down here. Obviously, I'm in this point of view here, so I can't actually see my rev counter. So we go a bit past there, we brake, down to 3rd, down to 2nd, down to 1st sometimes. Once I've got enough rotation, once again, short shift to 2nd and just maximum power. This corner I'm still struggling with. You want to be on the exit for 3rd, but brake just after you go past the emergency exit lane and just down in out in 3rd gear. Power, 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 power. I'm 13,000 sub on fastest that time on 10 lap all tires, so this is a good lap. But here I'm sitting about 2.0. Let's see what kph I'm sitting on when we get to that white black there. 234. Let's have a look at you. About the same as me. If you brake for this corner here, brake it in, down to 4th. 3rd for a moment to help with the rotation, back to 4th. Power, 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 power. Pray the car doesn't spit you out onto the dirty part of the track. And then just shift your way up through the gears as we come round the final bend. I got him. The Supra was ahead here. Well, Travis Supra wasn't anyway. Yeah, it's just ridiculous how much of a speed difference there is. But yeah, that's a lap.